make sure that we are all empowered, we are fired up, to make sure that we all have, we're equipped with ideas to keep running our businesses in the most profitable way. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. This is a third, no, it's not a third day, it's a fourth day. Wow. So on the first day, we looked at how to upgrade your learning space to meet current global standards. And on the second day, we looked at, the topics are getting me. I don't know if I should have my list here, but it's been a nice time since Monday. Yesterday, we were looking at productive communication with parents. And today, we are looking at another wonderful topic. Let me quickly welcome everyone to the class. Thank you very much for making it in a day. Oh, wow, we are already 34 in class. I like everyone who loves to come early. Let us pray. Father, we thank you for this morning. We give you praise. We bless your name for all we have done, both the speaker and the hearer. We are learning from you. Lord, help us in Jesus' name. Thank you, Lord. In Jesus' name, we have prayed. As I have said, this meeting is also broadcast live on Facebook. It's on Facebook Live. I'm going to get the link and get it to you. But if you just go to Facebook and search for School Owners Forum as a group, there's a School Owners Forum page and School Owners Forum group. It is already being broadcast live right now on Facebook Live. Right now we are on Zoom. Very soon we'll go to radio and then we'll start broadcasting from radio. Okay, so without wasting much time, does anybody have anything to tell me before I go on? Thank you very much. Thank you. I see the early comers. I see Madam Uloma. You're always coming very early. Thank you very much. I see Madam Bumi. Oh, thank you very much. Thank you. And I see, I'm looking at the chat box now. You may want to talk to me before I quickly go on. Maybe you want me to speak louder or speak softer, or you want me to, I'm still working on being able to show my video. I'm working on the technical team is helping me to do that. I don't want our bandwidth to be dragged. Today I got feedback that there will be more people in class. Of course, many people already know me. One of the slides have my pictures in case you want to see how I look. You can also go to Google. All right. Thank you, Madam Obanere. Wow, all the way from, thank you very much. I really appreciate that. Okay, so let us go on. I would not waste time. Mr. Joseph, our technical expert, thank you very much. Allow me to share my screen and my slides for this morning. Yes, I said first day we looked at how to upgrade your learning space to meet current global standard. And I said second day, I'm still trying to recollect that second day. Can you imagine? Somebody wants to help me. What did we do on the second day? Don't worry, by the time we are, well, somebody wants to remind me. Okay, how to create a culture of innovation in your school, because I was saying that in the new school era, we will not have to be waiting for somebody to teach us or give us ideas. We may develop our team and create into them a culture of innovation, because that will be very, very important. Thank you very much. So I can now share my screen. And then on the third day, which was yesterday, we looked at productive communication with parents in the new school era. So today, we are looking at something very, very, we try to do in this class. We don't run away from the problem. We understand head on. Because if we don't solve proper ideas and solutions right now, they will really have. So this is my picture. This is my picture for those who want to see my face. Okay, I've enlarged that. All right. Okay, so I'm going back to the slide. I just finished them a few minutes ago. Transportation and school buses. It should be in the new school era. Please don't mind me. Transportation and school buses in the new school era. Transportation and school buses in the new school era. Now, introduction. Transportation is as important to the school business as the education we dispense. And rightly so. You know why? Because if learners cannot come to school, then how will you teach them, and what will your customers pay for if your children cannot come to school? And the way our metropolis is structured now is such a way that children hardly go far alone from where they live. So it's a good thing. It was an innovation, a good innovation at that, when private schools came up with conveying children from home. You know, it's been for long, it's been from ages, but you see, we made it better. But it's becoming a problem. You know why? Because most of the roads are not good. You invest hugely on school, but is it the same investment we invest in buildings? I have seen very well that it is that same investment we invest into school buses. Those buses are not cheap, they come expensive. And before you know it, you use them for one term, for 2 terms, for one session, and they wear out. So, and then we begin to spend money. See, I have met with several school owners, and I am always there when the mechanics will come and collect money for carburetor. They will come again and collect money for brake. The brake master will come and say the brake is faulty. The engine master will come and say we want to ring the engine. A lot of things. So you see school owners doling out money because you don't know anything about it. You don't know. So when they tell you that the tire is faulty, there's something you can do. The children are going to be stranded. You know, that school bus department is such that sometimes it can become a bondage. I tell you, I have a small school too. At least by the grace of God, I have a school. Sometimes when this issue of school bus come, you just, even if it is the last money that remains on you, you don't have a choice. Children have come to school. They have to go back. As a matter of fact, you must pay before afternoon because they have to fix it. So a lot of things happen, and then it becomes like a bondage. It is one of the reasons why school business can become business bondage. I have seen school owners who have decided to start driving school buses themselves. I mean, to me, that's a form of bondage. You drive them in the morning, you get back to school and you teach. And then in the afternoon, you can also, your life is just revolved around that school. You cannot do anything else. But why? Because when we talk about school bus and transportation, we are talking about lives here. You know, another thing is this: before you can employ a driver to start driving children, you must trust them. So a lot of security, a lot of health issues, a lot is involved. It becomes a huge, and yet it is not profitable. So what we are out to solve in this class is to paint, I want us to paint a new picture of how these departments should run in the new school era. Of course, you don't have to listen or do everything I say, but I would have ended up giving you ideas. I would have ended up opening up your eyes to the problems that you might not have been seeing. So let us go on. The reasons so far, what are the reasons why we have been running school buses? In the last school era, and I have divided the era into two, the last school era before COVID-19 lockdown. The new school era is after when schools get reopened, which is very soon. I'm very sure of that. In the last school era, every school wants a school bus for 5 different reasons. Yes, we have been running school buses for 5 different reasons. Please, you can send me feedback. You can send me feedback. I will go back to the chat now to check the feedback. But let me even quickly go. Before I go into the stream, I'm ending my share and I want to see what someone said. Okay, we're telling, if you cannot hear, please connect to audio, connect to computer audio, or disconnect and reconnect. Many of us, when we join with the Zoom on our phone, there's an icon at the bottom left of our phone. That icon at the bottom left, it's an icon of like an headphone. You need to tap it and join device audio. You need to, so some people are having that issue. Or somebody saying school bus drivers are terrorists. We're going to deal with that. Okay. Oh, you cannot hear me? I mean, I think everybody can. All right. Okay. 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 Somebody is saying they can't hear me. I think, wow. All right. Mr. Joseph, can you hear me? Mr. Joseph, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, sir, loud and clear.
Okay, so that means I can go on. I think I have feedback too. People are hearing me. Okay, someone says I'm breaking. Am I breaking now? Am I still breaking?
Not at all, sir.
All right, so it is better now, right?
Yes, sir.
So Madam Obanure, I want your feedback if it is better now, so I can continue. All right, so let me continue. I think I have feedback from, okay, sir, yeah. Madam Bumi says it's better now. Madam Muloma says I'm audible. All right, I want everybody to hear me loud and clear. I'm going back to my slides, and I'm going to run very quickly. We have done 11 minutes already. This class is titled Transportation and School Buses in the New School Era. So we are looking at the reasons. There are 5 reasons. I have said there are 5 reasons
in the last school era, why every school wants a school bus. Number one, the normal reason, the usual reason, to convey students to and from school, especially those who live far from school. Yes, that's the primary reason for the school bus, is to convey students to and from school, especially those who live far from school. But there are many other reasons that are different from this primary reason. Number two is to provide a much needed exposure for the school. Our school buses do more than just carry children to school and back home. They give the school exposure. You know, people see and know about the school everywhere the school buses route. So everywhere, I know schools that are on the mainland, they pick children on the island, and yet, I mean Lagos mainland, and yet you discover that just because of that school bus or those school buses, you know that the school exists. Many parents have traced the school through the school bus. So I understand the reason why you cannot stop using school buses. I understand the reasons why, even though it's draining your pocket, yet you will insist on them. Now, another reason is for pride. Of course, human beings, of course, you know, in business, you want to be proud about. For pride, because even where some parents live close to the school, you see parents who live, I have seen parents who live on the same street, on the other street, just a close by street. And yet, they prefer to get their children with school bus. You know why? You know, every parent wants to say, well, that's their school bus. They want you to park and they just blow your horn like that. The drivers will come down, and the bus assistants. Some of the bus assistants told me that they go into the house and they dress up for the children. They completely dress up. Yeah, I have seen bus assistants still they are still putting on their socks. And you know, all of these things create a sense of pride like that, you know, for parents. I don't mind them. Don't blame them. It's one of the reasons, one of the advantages of doing business. You know, people want to associate with your brand. They want to post about it. You know what? My children are going to that school. Look at their Homer, school bus, and all of that. That's a third reason. More reasons, two more reasons. And also, schools love the image. Schools love the image. Many parents rate your school low at school bus. If a parent walks into your school, they don't but if they just, as they happen to many of us, they walk into the school and they see your school buses parked in the garage, like 10 of them. They say, wow, that's a big school. They say it's a big school, but if they get to your school and there is no school bus, they say maybe so that school bus sometimes makes parents rate you. You know, I'm telling you these things just so you understand that. I don't know what it takes. I know what the advantages your school bus is giving you. I know what you are getting from it, and I know what, in spite of all that, I will still give you my own solutions and how we should conduct it in a different way in the new era. So many parents rate your school low if you don't have beautiful school buses, branded school buses, and you know that school business is image business. I've been teaching that for years. School business, so that image alone can get you sales. So school business is image business, and school buses contribute to that good image. If your school bus is going on the road and the engine is bad and the thing is smoking, that is bad image for your school. These buses are smoking, and then or maybe your school bus is always getting broken, it always breaks down at a particular junction. That's not good image for your school. A lot of schools have succeeded through their school buses in their school rather than closer. Because your school bus will always break down at a particular junction, or because your school bus the engine is smoking, you have spent a lot of money, and so because of that, the good image it's supposed to give you has become bad image. Again, some of us, our school buses, because they drop children late at school, we have ended up creating bad image for the school. Imagine a situation where your own school buses drop children in school by 10 a.m., which is the case with many of us. You see school buses that drop children at home drop children in school by 10 a.m., 9 a.m. I think 9 a.m. is even too far. 8 a.m. is the ideal. But you see school buses dropping children in school by 9 a.m., 10 a.m., and then by afternoon, you see students that will have closed since 3 p.m. They get home by 6 p.m. All of that it's not good image for your school. So sometimes you have even succeeded in driving away prospects because of your school bus. And because that school bus department is inevitable, you have to run it. So those are the kind of things we are discussing today. The kind of school bus, this kind of school buses a school has, we're still talking about image, and the size of their fleet is most times an indication of how expensive school could be in a certain area. And of course, you agree with me. For example, if yours is a school car, a lot of schools have school car. There is school Sienna now, there is school car. You understand? So it can tell you the caliber, the kind of school now, because there are 5 levels of school owners. And I've taught that severally in my book, The 4-Legged School Growth Strategy. You can go to the School Owners Forum and look for that training. There are five kinds of school owners, and you can just categorize yourself. A lot of school owners will convert their own car, their Sienna, their minibus into school bus and brand it. It is fine. So the moment you see that kind of school bus on the road or everywhere, you may begin to picture the kind of, it's not always accurate, an accurate judgment, but it's almost always true. I have seen the fact that most of those school buses, mini school buses, are driven by the school owner. You understand? So it's just doubling between private car and then the school bus. It's fine, but just be careful the kind of image you send to the world, to the public, about your school buses. Now imagine another school using brand new Hummer Hiace buses. Brand new Hummer Hiace buses. Such a school, this second school, will be expected to charge more school fees than the other school using school cab that was branded or that is shortened between private use and school use. The more the comfort the children have with the buses, the higher the school buses. So I'm painting all of this background. We have just done 18 minutes. I think I'm not doing badly today. I'm painting all of this background so you know that I'm not talking from a position of ignorance. I know what you are gaining from it. I know the reason why you don't want to drop that venture, even though it's draining your boss. You understand? But then something has to be done. Again, the fifth reason, and this one is a good reason, a primary reason, for errands. With a school bus, many errands are easily run. Some school owners even use the school buses as their official vehicles. I have said that the other time. And that's okay. All of that I've read above are okay until COVID-19 came. Until COVID-19 came, and then some things are going to be tweaked, some things are going to change. Interestingly, some of these reasons stated above quickly change in the school, will quickly change in the new school era. So what are the things that will quickly change regarding the points I have rolled out, the reasons so far that I've reeled out, the reasons why we use school buses in school? I have more feedback now. All right. Okay, sir. Oh, yeah. All right. My mic is still breaking. My audio is still not the best. Mr. Joseph, please, you can help me work on my audio while I continue. Oh, I don't like that. Mr. Joseph. Mr. Joseph. Mr. Joseph.
Yes, I'm with you, sir.
All right. My feedback says that my audio is still breaking.
Yes, it's the network, sir. I'm working on it, sir.
Okay, but is it getting better now, or do I pause while we work on it?
No,
while you play some music?
No, you don't need to pause, sir. Please carry
on.
All
right, I can go on.
Yes, please.
All right, so let me go on while we work on that audio. But if I get feedback again that it is not good, I will have to pause and we work on it. Somebody says it's okay now. Let's just manage it now. Let's just manage it right now. Okay, Madam Bolande, you say it's okay. So I'm going on with slides. Now we have looked at the reasons why. Maybe I will try to speak louder also. We have looked at the reasons why we have been running school buses. Now let's now look at the reasons why I think we cannot continue the way we have been doing it in the new school era. You know, I've told you that all of this series is hinged on the fact that going forward, the resources may not flow in the beginning as they had flowed when schools got shut down. So we have to maximize the little we have. So things are about to change. You see, remember that parents are now very aware and sensitive also Or how do you intend to maintain social distancing in your school buses to an extent that you gain parents' confidence to continue that service? Again, let me say this, if you are still doubting. It may take government months to plan, but whether we like it or not, schools cannot remain shut or frozen forever. Education cannot remain the way it is forever. No. I know that something will change. So they will soon be reopened. But the point is, the earlier you start working on your responses, the better. The earlier you start working on your responses, the better. Okay, so let me tell you a story that sounds very funny. A story that sounds, and it is true. Again, let me go back to my feedback to be sure that I am being heard before I tell my story. Okay. I want somebody to talk to me if there is any hitch again. Is it better? Is it okay? Is it still okay? Madam Obalade, let me go on. Thank you very much. All right, so we're now saying that things are about to change. And one of the things that will change is, let me tell you a story. Okay, a school owner very close to my area with a large fleet of buses. Recently converted all the 18-seater buses, about a dozen, all the 18-seater buses into commercial buses during the lockdown. He engaged both interstate and intrastate transportation. If each bus changed the colors of the bus and them to where he got them registered, he even engaged the same school bus drivers. And guess what? The man is smiling to the bank all through the lockdown. And even his drivers cannot stop thanking him. You may say, well, you may frown at that and say, David, are you trying to tell them, no, that's not what you are thinking. What I'm trying to tell you is that instead of making his buses get locked down and not making any money, and through that he was able to pay the staff. You see, what I'm saying is that sometimes you will not know what you are losing until you have changed your strategy or until you have changed your tax. Maybe many of us don't even account for school bus expenditure. Many of the expenditure comes from your own personal. Driver comes, you won't go, okay, take. Because by the time you sum up drivers, paying them, I know that drivers are funny. You know why? Because when a driver gets used to a few parents, you cannot easily change it. So a lot of things happen, A lot of things happen, and you will not know what you are losing until you have changed your strategy. So what should change about how you run buses in the new era? Some schools are currently revising, and maybe I can advise that now. Some schools are currently revising their transportation arrangements with parents. If a parent can drop or listen to this, everyone, please, and then don't wait until the lockdown is over. If a parent can drop off or pick up their children to and from school, why not allow them? School owners at times spend 25 to 30% of their profit on transportation. Should this continue? Many times, there's even no profit from that department. Only losses. Bus engines, spare parts, fuels and servicing, drivers, bus attendants, they take all your profit. So, number one, you have to think of cutting your expenses on transport. If you continue, you are going to you may have, because resources that you don't want to be pulling out a substantial part of running buses, put them in good shape, account for how much parents are paying for school fares and how much you spend altogether between paying salaries, paying attendants, buying engines, changing spare parts, and all of that. Maybe you should try and take an inventory of that and see if it is working out fine for you. You understand? So you have to cut your expenses on transportation. Some schools also have said that. Now, number two, school buses advertise school, but But there's a but. While I agree that school buses advertise your school and make people know that your school is big in the area, I can tell you this, this can be taken care of. Because some people ask me and say, okay, but how do you expect me to stop? Sorry, let me end my share and feedback again. Oh, all right, we'll manage it. We'll manage it. Okay, let me continue. All right, so the second point here is that I know that school buses they advertise your school, but there's something you can do if it is to advertise your school. You understand? The school bus brings exposure, and that's a huge advantage. But if that comes at a cost that is too huge, you may have to review your business model. The new school era is certainly not an era to waste any resources. You will need them to stay afloat at a time of possible economic slowdown. So what if we designate one of your buses to drive around the area so that that will maintain that's what I was saying here. You see, it can be taken care of. You can designate just one of the buses to keep driving around the whole area just to sustain that awareness. School owners spend millions of naira changing school buses and their engines timely just to keep up with this image. So if the reason why you cannot stop floating school buses, because a lot of people have actually considered stopping the school bus service. They say, well, I can't stop now. What about image? What will people say? If that image is the reason why you cannot stop, you can designate one of the buses to keep driving around the area with your brand so that people will still see you and you'll be visible. You know, that one school bus, instead of, still deploying all of your fleet, much. I'm going back to the feedback now, and I want to pause the broadcast a little bit. Sorry, I want to pause the broadcast a little bit to work on my audio. Just please hang on, everyone. Just give me a few minutes, just 1 minute, while I work on my audio. Mr. Joseph, you can play music, please, so that we work on the audio.
We are the future, we are the dream. We are the nation, we are part of this. Yes, we are so amazing, that's the least we shall be. At the heart of the nation, changing history. How can they say that we are finished? We have just begun. When we have nowhere else to run to, we have nowhere else to go. So get out of the way of the land of our dreams. We are the nation, we are part of this. Oh, oh. We are the nation, we are part of this. Whoa, carry the song, carry the sound. The future is here, the future is here. Goodbye yesterday, tomorrow is now for the taking. The future is here, the future is here. I am the future, I am the future, I am the dream. Whoa, I am the nation, I am part of this. Yes, I am so amazing. The least I shall be. I am the nation, changing history. How can they say that we are finished? We have just begun. Nowhere to run to, nowhere else to go. I am the nation, I am part of this. So get out of the way of the land of my dreams. I am the nation, I am part of it. Whoa, carry the song, carry the sound. The future is here, the future is here. Goodbye yesterday, Raise your hands in the air if you believe the future has come now. The future is here. The future is here.
Okay, everyone, I'm continuing now. Thank you very much for the wait. All right, thank you very much. We're sorry for the network hitch. I believe it should be better now. Let me have one or two feedback. Is my voice better now? Can I go on, or do I still keep working on it? All right. Okay. All right, I'm firing on. All right, I'm going on. Thank you very much. Thank you for the wait. Yes, I was given an idea. I was given a solution to some of us who you have been tired of this school bus thing. You want to stop, but you say, how can I stop? Nobody will know about my school in the environment. I now said, well, it may sound funny, but what if you just designate one bus, run it very well, and let that bus roam about the area, the street, everywhere, so that people will know that you have a good image. You know, because school buses add to your good image. So I have said that. I said the school buses bring exposure. I'm back. Sorry, so sorry, please. I believe you can hear me now. So I was saying that, okay, let me bring that slide again. So sorry for today's hitch. It's okay. It sometimes happens like that, but we'll keep working on our process to get them better. So while I agree that school buses advertise your school and make people know that your school is big in that area, I tell you that this can be taken care of. You can designate just one of your buses to keep driving around the whole area just to sustain that awareness. Because school owners, we spend a lot of money changing school buses and their engines just to keep up with this good trend. So I'm saying that if the reason why you cannot quit that drain is because you love the image, then reduce it, make it just one, and let that move around the whole area. We have 24 minutes to go. We'll keep to time. Okay, so we need to stop the drain caused by transportation. Many schools have set up their schools for most children to come by school buses. Now, I'd like you to listen to this. A lot of us set up our schools for children to come by buses and buses alone. Maybe because in your area, the parents that can afford your school fees do not reside in that area. You understand? I understand.
So, of course, again, that is not even good enough for any school. It's not good enough that everybody in your area, I don't know if you, except maybe your school is a very large school located very far away from the city, you understand? But if your school is in a fairly populated area, you should be able to do your marketing to get children from your area also, and not only from those remote places where you are picking children by school bus. So, but you may argue that your own kind of school cannot get parents from your visit, as I said that, because parents in that area cannot afford your fees. You understand? Now, that's fine. I advise you to consider starting, maybe you consider starting a boarding school too, you know, that could free you from the bondage of school buses. I know the kind of bondage a lot of people have when it comes to school bus. Sometimes it could be funny. You don't have a choice, but you just have to keep spending. So it is important you set up your school such that you can get children from your area, and not that only, see, let me give us this. If your own school, children can only come by school buses, you are running at a risk. You're running at a risk. Why? Because if anything happens to one of the buses and you cannot apply one of some of the routes, I know a particular school in a particular area of Lagos, and I know this school very well. Because all these children come by school bus, something happened to that road, and then that was it. They lost all the children from that axis. So it's about marketing, sorry, it's about negotiation, it's about communication, it's about discussion. Don't let all your children come by, just don't limit yourself. I don't know, some of us might be thinking of starting new annexes, or if I'm going to give more solutions here anyway. So it's important you don't wire your school such that children come by school buses alone. You run at a risk like that. So again, if you cannot stop this also, maybe you need to work out new bus fares. Just today, I think I heard that the pump prices of fuel have gone up again, and then social distancing has caused transportation fares to double. I don't know if you think that will not affect the schools also in the new era, where you cannot change this. In the new school era, please invite your parents and work out a transportation fee that is reflective of the present reality. Many of us run our businesses with fear. You are afraid of losing, every time you are afraid of losing parents, you are afraid of losing parents, you cannot increase school fees. You are afraid of losing parents, you cannot increase school bus fares. You may need to drop off all of that fear now and face it head on. You see, I'm sure that if this is not done, most of our school bus fares will have to increase, if not double. So we need to work on that also. Invite your parents and work out a transportation fee. And let me tell you why this is important. I'd like you to hear this. If there will be school bus services anymore, and I use that word advisedly, I know what I'm saying. See, the cost will come at almost double of what it was before, because you have to maintain social distancing in the bus. A bus that is taking 18 children before will have to begin to take 9. The same way normal commercial transportation costs have doubled for everyday commuters in the city, the same will happen to school bus services. So I'd like you to brace up for this. You know, understand that the cost of running those school buses will certainly increase in the new school era. So if you don't work out a new transportation rate for parents using your school buses, you may not be able to sustain it. Question, what will be your new bus rates? Oh, you want to wait until schools get reopened before you start thinking about that? That is what I'm teaching today. Don't wait. Start thinking about that and start planning now. Another hard solution, you may need to trim down your fleet. You may need to trim down your fleet. I know a particular school owner who decided to sell off her coastal buses and buy maybe normal Homer Hiace buses instead. You know, you may say, what am I saying? I know what I'm saying. See, if your own fleet is the cause of the drain, so many school buses, some of the drivers are idle. I know that if you are able to talk your parents, some of your parents, into stopping the school bus services, maybe stopping the morning and afternoon, maybe you say, madam, why not let some morning you do afternoon? You know, sometimes just a compromise like that, negotiation, agreement, communication, by the time you are done, some of the drivers may not have routes to take anymore. You may just decide to reduce that fleet, sell off some buses, and do some other things. So you may also need to trim down the size of your fleet by encouraging parents who can. I'm not saying you should force them. No, encourage parents who can to stop using school buses. Now, this is not a must. It's not an instruction. I'm not instructing you to do that. I'm just saying you should observe areas of your business that drain your account and bring in little returns. Transportation is one of those areas of your business that drain your account and bring in little returns. Somebody told me how much he bought all the school buses. That amount of money was enough to build a school. Of course, now you don't want to buy buses. You want to buy good. An average of those buses now, those Hummer buses, somebody said Tokumba is even close to 9 million naira. And then by the time you have 3 of such, and then you keep changing that, see, it's a lot of investment that can be channeled to something else. Even if you're not channeling it to school business, you can channel it to another business. You can channel it to create multiple streams of income for yourself. You understand? Number 6, solution, which is one of the solutions we came up as an organization, as a school owners forum. It is an innovation we are bringing up. When the moment school reopens, if you need this innovation, just let us know. There is now a new innovation, a solution to this problem of school buses and transportation. You may decide to outsource the whole school bus department and operations to another company like ours. So we have come up with a framework where you can outsource all of that work. And listen to what we want to save you. We want to save you the headache. The headache of all the drains, and at the end of the day, parents even see. I know school parents who have withdrawn their children from schools just because of school bus service. Somebody told me, let me give you this. Somebody told me, and then actually we got this engagement also. A particular school engaged us in customer relationship with their parents. So the first thing we did was to put a call across to all the parents. And then we asked them what they felt bad about. A few school parents told me, I was present on phone, that she doesn't like that school again. She's going to withdraw her children. Why? Because her children are very young. They will pick the child first, the children first, and drop them last because of their location. All in a bit to save cost. So the children will be, shocked in one corner of the bus, and they will drive through all it. So many times I realized that this school bus of a thing, it reduces your image. It gives you bad image. So we are coming up with a solution whereby you can outsource that service. And how does that work? The school bus business is usually run at a loss. So we will help you make profit from it. At the end of the day, you will focus on running the school, while we will help you run this transportation department and save you all the headaches and drains you had with that. So you may talk to me and we will send you a proposal on how to do that. So if you have been following this class, I've made a series of points. So before I go back to my feedback, I've made a series of points. I started by showing you that I understand the advantages that the school bus is giving you. I know that it helps you to convey your children. It helps you to provide, it provides you exposure in the environment, a good image. Your parents are proud about it. And then you also love the image. And then I also said that it's for running errands. But I also said that all of this come at a huge cost. Some of the costs we don't really need to incur. And if it is for that image of a thing, you are willing to stop the service, you may not stop immediately, but you may start by trimming down your fleet. Start by trimming down your fleet, and then gradually talk your parents into stopping school buses. Most of the roads are bad. They have gotten worse during this lockdown. I tell you, if you continue the way we are doing it, a lot of damages, a lot of repairs, so we have to do something about at least just to reduce the drain that we have concerning that. And I provide so many solutions here. I've talked about, that is one. I've also talked about the fact that you can reduce the size of your fleet. I've also said you should work out new bus fares that are reflective of the present reality. And lastly, I said, second to the last now, I said trim down your fleet. And lastly, I said consider outsourcing. So you should be able to pick one solution at least from all of what I've said now. This last one will really interest me when school resumes. A situation where you don't have any headache, you don't need to pay driver, you don't need to pay maybe mechanic. All you need to do is children will, and everything will work fine. You focus on education, and then another party helps you to run that effect, a party that knows about school business, like our own. You understand? So thank you very much. I know you have, our audio was not very good today, but not to worry. I know you have been following, and I have chats here already. I just hope the chats are positive feedback. Okay, thank you very much. So we have come to the end of today's class, not really end. Before I go on, please, I'd like to make an announcement. As I've been announcing before, please, I want your hands up. Madam Ronke Atoshe, I'm going to have your question. Please, I'd like you to know that this package, this whole course has been packaged into a book. It's a new book titled Thriving at Your School Business in the New School Era. Do you want that book? Please chat us up. I'm going to drop my phone number in the chat box. Secondly, I want to remind you also that Think Alike School Management software is still a wonderful online platform that you can use for your online classes. It comes at very cheap cost, as low as 15,000 naira per month. I also want to tell you something very, very important. All of these lectures are being recorded. You can have access to the video and audio recordings of each day in case you miss any. At a certain, just talk to us also. You will have that. The last thing I should tell you before I take those questions is that you can also have one-on-one classes with me. So if there are certain areas of your business you need us to trash, please talk to us. We can organize one-on-one Zoom meetings. You can invite me to your staff meetings to talk to your staffs, even right on Zoom. Everything can be done and then done effectively. Thank you very much. I really appreciate your following. Thank you for joining the broadcast. But don't go yet. These questions are important. Madam Ronke Atoshe, you have a question. Madam Ronke Atoshe. Mr. Joseph, please allow Madam Ronke Atoshe to, her hand is down. Wow. Madam Ronke Atoshe, are you there? Your hand is down.
The hands were up before, but now it's down.
Okay, can you, Madam Ronke, are you still there? Can you send your question in a chat? Or let me have your questions in the chat box okay, thank you for the feedback. Oh, thank you, sir, for this eye-opening from Mrs. Oladako. Thank you, ma. Madam Uchena Henry Okwala, thank you. You said thank you, sir. Madam Elizabeth Johnson, you said thank you very much. Madam Omonigo Akibe, thank you. You said thank you, sir. Please don't forget our solutions. Don't forget the outsourcing arrangement that I told you. It's going to free you of all the stress. It will free you of all the burden if you need that service going forward. Don't worry about schools being shut. Schools will come back. But when they come back, we are out to help you do the business even better. Don't forget also that if you do not have copies of this four-legged school growth strategy, one of the best books concerning school growth, the four-legged school growth strategy, and the other book, The Indispensable Teacher, is available. Both books are available. You can call for them. Both books are available. I'm going to send them to you anywhere you are in the world or anywhere in the nation. We will send the books to you. Again, does anybody have any question? No question yet. We still have 10 minutes to go. 10 minutes more to go. I think today's class is just wonderful. People don't have too much to ask in the question. You're just saying thank you. Okay, thank you very much also. All right, let me go to the slides again do we even need to? Mr. Joseph, do we have any question, any hand up?
None for now, sir.
All right. Okay, if there's none for now, let me just do a repeat of, my announcement. The first announcement I made was that you can subscribe to this school bus outsourcing service. The second one was that you can subscribe to the training videos and audios, and then we're going to get them for you of each day for the whole month. The third one is that this course is out in a book. The book is titled thriving at your school business in the new school era. 21 strategies to equip yourself and your team for the new school era. A wonderful, wonderful book you can't afford to miss. A new book from us. And the third one is that you can subscribe for one-on-one classes, one-on-one coaching, and even training for your staff, or you want to speak to your staff or to your parents, even right online. We are ready for that. And the last thing I talked about was for Thinkalike school management software and online classes. You will need a reliable online classes platform that will help you to conduct even online exams and CBT and online common entrance and all of that. So thank you very much. Tomorrow is another time, by the grace of God. We're going to be looking at another salient topic. Thank you for joining the broadcast. We really appreciate you, from all of us in the office right here. And on behalf of the technical team, Mr. Joseph, thank you very much. God bless you. Again, my name is David Adeniji, the convener of the School Owners Forum. Thank you very much. God bless you. Mr. Joseph, you can bring up the music. Okay, somebody said, the question is, how do you stop without losing co-parent? Okay, we shall see you on this. Yes, talk to me, sir. Daddy, I thank you. In short, I appreciate you. I'm really honored that you are joining this class. So you can talk to us on it. We will work this out. We can even help you design a model that will make us, one of the models we'll design for you, maybe that outsourcing. Don't worry, we'll talk about it. Tomorrow is Saturday. No, tomorrow is not Saturday. Tomorrow is, somebody said tomorrow is Saturday. No, tomorrow is not Saturday. Tomorrow is Friday. So we are still going on. We're not going to have classes on Saturday and Sunday. It's only weekdays. So tomorrow is not Saturday. Madam Adeyemi and others. So tomorrow is not Saturday. Tomorrow is Friday. Thank you very much. No more questions for now. Mr. Joseph, will somebody say, please, can you do a little summary of yesterday's lecture? Oh, yeah. Summary. Yesterday's lecture, we said, we were talking about productive communication. That is from Techno POP. Productive communication with parents. It was a bumper class. Can I summarize it in 5 minutes? I don't think I can. Can you connect with me? Let me drop my chat. Let me drop my phone number. I always do this. The class is recorded, so the class is recorded. You can call for the recording. We will give you the whole recording, of course. So here's my phone number on the chat. All right, that's my phone number on the chat. Okay, so that is the phone number on the chat. You can connect with me, and then we'll look at how to do that. All right. Okay, so Mr. Joseph, you can bring up your music while everyone quietly leaves the class. Yeah, thank you very much. God bless you. So we'll meet again tomorrow by the grace of God.
Nation changing history. How can they say that we are finished? We have just begun. When we have nowhere else to run to, we have nowhere else to go. So get out of the way of the land of our dreams. We are the nation, we are part of this. Oh. We are the nation, we are part of this. Whoa. Carry the song, carry the sound. The future is here. The future is here. Goodbye yesterday, tomorrow is now for the taking. The future is here. The future is here. I am the future. I am the future. Whoa. I am the nation. I am part of this. Yes, I am so amazing. The least I shall be. The nation changing history. How can they say that we are proud? I am part of this, So get out of the way of the land of my dreams. now. The future is here. The future is here. Goodbye yesterday, tomorrow is now for the taking. The future is here. The future is here. Raise your hands in the air if you believe the future has come now. The future is here. The future is here.